around the clock, sports all the time. That's never going to work. That's ridiculous.
Just remember to have fun out there today. And if you lose, I'll kill you.
This is Tall Can Audio.
Seriously, this thing is going to be a cultural disaster.
Your cultural disaster rolls on for another week. Matt and Rob in the TCA studio in beautiful Bytown, Canada. On social media, at Tall Can Audio. Give us a follow there. I would.
I have.
Yeah. Can we interest you in a TikTok? Like, can we get you there?
No.
We're not there either.
Like, not even, you know what, I gave it a second, but
No.
You know what, I waste time in the ways I choose to waste time and sit and watching other people do stupid shit.
It's not nearly as fun as watching other people do naked shit, if I'm going to be on the internet.
100%, man. Way to cut right through all the bullshit.
Yeah, no, let's not dance around it here, and we'll get right to it. Welcome inside another week of Tall Can Audio. I don't know if that tee-up has cost us any guests. We'll see. We're supposed to talk to Dan Schulman this week.
Now, Dan's the man.
Yeah. We'll see if Sportsnet PR has reached out.
No, honestly.
We just said naked. It's everybody knows at some point people are naked, right? No?
Yeah, well, Dan's kid calls games on the radio.
Not naked, though.
No, but I can only assume Dan's been naked. Like, these things happen. I don't want to put untoward thoughts in anyone's mind. Dan is an upstanding, great guy. So keep it above board, Matt.
Did you? Working on it. It's been 10 and a half years, or maybe today's the shit.
Yeah, Dan's been on before. I can't imagine at whatever's come before this, and he's still come on.
Couple of things up on the pot. Well, chiefly late last week. If you missed it, Kenny Walls made his TCA debut. And that was a lot of fun. If you're not familiar, if you're not necessarily right here in the nation's capital, the guy is on TSN 1200 all the time, but also the voice of the Ottawa 67s. We had a really good, in my opinion, second half of that show conversation about the NCAA CHL crossover, right? And the things that are happening right now. Who's going to benefit from this? How permanent is this? Right now, it feels like all the American kids who used to be afraid of coming to the CHL because it would lock them out of the NCAA for their maybe 17 and 18-year-old seasons no longer have to fear that. So is it going to be as simple as we're going to, here in Canada, have the best 17 and 18-year-olds in Canada and the USA, and then all the best 19-year-olds will head off to college?
Yeah.
I thought Kenny had some great takes on that.
Well, see, and initially, and again, I didn't listen to the second half of the show.
Oh man, you should have.
But I certainly listened to the first half.
Sure.
It
was all about Kenny.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah.
That's what we do here for someone who makes their first appearance.
Yeah, you get your first shot, and then after that, you're like everybody else. You're into the shuffle, and
this is it.
Nobody cares about your backstory.
Yeah, even if you're drinking Rob's beers.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why they're there.
There was something on that show that Kenny drank, and I was like, I don't remember buying that.
Yeah, Forgotten Towns, It's out of Long
Sioux City. Oh,
Long Sioux.
Long Sioux
See,
City.
because as they built the St. Lawrence Seaway and it expanded, there were 10 different little villages.
Right.
Forgotten Villages? I think that's the brewery. That those towns got swallowed up are actually underwater in the St. Lawrence right now.
Okay.
So there's a museum there, and there's now a brewery as well.
There you go.
When I was listening to that show, and you're like, I don't know where that beer came from. And I'm like, I brought that. Which, if we're going to be completely honest, LSG
gave it to Rob.
But it was a lager, and I'm like, I had another one. I had something good. It was a bitter or a brown that they did. But that lager that Kenny was drinking, yeah. But it's a communal fridge, right?
This is it, man. We leave a bunch of things in there. Rob's been contributing to those shelves as well. So, Kenny Walls was in here. Check that one out. Like I said, coming up this week, you will hear from Dan Schulman. I can't tell you right now exactly what day that's going to be. Dan suggested this week while they're in Tampa, and we're supposed to touch base on Monday morning to set an exact time. And as you and I sit here and talk, it's not yet Monday morning. So we'll do that. Look for that later this week. Graham Creech, the pigeon, we'll see, is supposed to land here in the studio on Monday night.
A grocery stick.
I don't think he loves any of the nicknames he has around here. He's been trying to make it happen, but right now his kids are going through like hockey tryouts, and so it's a crazy time of year, right? It gets competitive, it gets busy, you get your callbacks.
Well, and he's got 2 girls.
Yeah.
And girls hockey, they sort out into about 60. Like there's like, man, competitive girls hockey, I'm not sure his girls are in there yet. Or if it's just house league sort outs.
Yeah.
Either way, it's...
Well, he told me last Thursday or Friday, he's like, I'm good to go next week. I won't know till after the girls are on the ice on Saturday what time. Like whether there's more tryouts or they'll be shuffled into their teams or whatever. Yeah. So we're counting on hearing from Creech
after that. And I told Creech when I saw him at the 10th anniversary party, he's a hockey guy and he's passionate about it. Obviously, it's on sports radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that he should look into doing a little coaching.
Sure,
because man, those associations run on volunteers, and he's a passionate guy. Now he did say, with his schedule at TSN, be pre-games, post-games.
This is it with the Sens.
Yeah.
A lot of nights.
It's pretty hard to carve some of that out, but man, that's to me as a parent who had kids in minor hockey, never more enjoyable experience than when I was coaching my kids. So I recommend it to anybody.
So we think the Pigeon will land this week, and Julian McKenzie. We think this is more just me being honest, pulling the curtain back for the good listener. Spoke to Julian on Friday, recorded it, great conversation. It might be this week. It might be next week. And it sort of depends on when Dan wants to talk, whether Creech is coming or not. Like, we got to kind of balance out the weeks here. But at the very end of the week, Rob, somebody you know very well, Andy Nita from the Nita Beer Company will be here on the Friday edition of the Tall Can Audio Podcast. We are, just under 2 weeks away from the Nita Beer Company's Oktoberfest.
My mom was talking to me about it. She's like, I got an email from Nita saying, hey, schnitzel and spatzel. And she's like, I want to go.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know, Mom.
Well, this might be an added thing. Like, you can meet Rob's mom at the Nita Beer Company Oktoberfest, which is on Saturday, the 27th of September. It still continues to rattle my simple little brain that it never is actually in October, but it
starts in September. Always.
This is it. All kinds of information up right now at nitabeer.com, but there's events going on. There's actually, it's kind of a double party. You can buy to go in the afternoon or buy to go in the evening. Or if you know you're just going to post up for the day, there's a discount there to buy both sessions. Like you said, man, get a Stein, get a pretzel, get a sausage, whatever you want.
Schnitzel, Mom. If there's no schnitzel, Mom will be pissed.
Okay, there will be schnitzel. So, and always a special beer released during that as well. So Andy will be here on Friday to talk about that. Go ahead, man.
And you know what? I don't know what Andy's what the special release is, but Andy in the past has done a very nice Märzen.
Yep.
So
a Schwarz beer now and then, or
yeah,
but the Märzen for sure is the staple.
It's something they start brewing usually in the spring.
Yep,
and it's ready for Oktoberfest. So it starts in March, actually, the Märzen. And so, to me,
and the Oktoberfest in September.
I'm hoping, yeah, exactly. So figure it out, people. So that'll be good, and hopefully Andy will roll in and drink a pile of beers.
Last thing to mention here before we get to the beers we're having today is next Monday morning, Rob's away. Rob is out of town, and sitting in for him, our friend Michaela Schreider will co-host the podcast.
Always good.
We're kicking around some plans there. It might be out at the Finest Bar in Helmont, which is her basement, after the Patriots game. We'll see. Watch a little NFL. There's also some talk about Canada Beer Fest next Saturday. Maybe do it after that. We're kicking around some ideas here. That would be a particularly loaded show, for lack of a better term. So we'll see how this is going to shake loose. But stay tuned for all of it here. Make sure you're subscribed to Tall Can Audio. You cracked your beer several minutes ago. What are you having, Matt?
Yeah, just thirsty.
Yeah. Well, Matt's rambling away.
Well, and once we start, you have a beverage or two in the green room, and you sort of, I can only speak for me.
Yeah.
But once you start pinting,
I'd like to continue pinting.
I'd like to continue pinting.
Yeah.
This is how it goes. This is another gift to me. This is from my sister-in-law, The same one who brought me the BB Kush.
Yeah. That I tried to
Yeah, you tried to find.
in the summer and it
Yeah.
was gone. It was out of season or it was whatever.
Well, she's good.
Yeah.
She's good to me.
It wasn't that good to me.
No, I told her that too. When I actually saw her yesterday. I said, yeah, Matt was saying, come across. If Heather's so great, come across. What are we doing here? There's two of us on the show. One beer does not cut it. So Heather's a straight shooter.
Yeah.
So probably still not getting a beer.
No, I wouldn't think so.
But I put it out there.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
They family vacationed down in PEI. So she brought me a couple of beers.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Bogside Brewing.
Yep. Sounds lovely.
Montague,
Montauk.
Prince Edward Island.
Yep.
This is their tailgate pale ale coming in at 5.7.
Okay.
So she said to me, because whenever she goes down to Prince Edward County and she does her little brewery tour, she's like, I'm looking for something noteworthy, something top.
As you should.
She's like, it's PEI.
There's nothing.
There's nothing noteworthy.
There's some red dirt here.
Well, listen, she's like, there was lagers, there was pilsners and pale ales. And so she's like, I just brought you a couple of different things.
Labatt Blue.
Yeah. So Bogside, which you're right, does not sound, that's got to be the Northumberland straight side. Anyways, I've had a crack on this. And like we've talked about before, right? A pale ale. I like that it comes in at 5.7, a little higher.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a little bit more hoppiness. But
Aren't we all, man?
yeah. So to me, it's nice. It's mild, but at 5.7, it's bringing me a little something, but it's crisp. I'm not getting any kind of citrus, but anyways, it does have a little bit of hoppiness.
Okay.
But in a pale ale, I don't expect too much, really.
As we've covered a bunch of times, right? Sometimes there's a wide range of outcomes with a pale ale.
It is the canvas that everything else gets painted on, usually.
Yeah. So this one over here comes from the Tooth and Nail Brewing Company.
Okay.
8.5%.
Yes, guy.
Just a little guy, though, which is upsetting. But
8.7 what? What is it?
it's the Red Mosquito Golden Ale.
Red Mosquito Golden
This
Ale
is it.
at
Like,
eight,
shouldn't it be a red or a amber or
at 8 point what?
8.5?
For a
Yeah.
seems aggressive.
And it comes off a little aggressive.
Aggressively how?
Well, let me just have another sip.
Yeah,
to refresh
I would
my,
encourage you to get something on the palate there so you can describe it better. Because I'm interested.
almost like a saison. A little bit of spice on the very tail end of it as it's coming across the palate.
yeasty a bit.
Yeah. Nice, though.
Okay.
So this feels like one of those ones that's going to disappear on me too fast. But
The first half of the show will be quick.
yeah.
Which would be
It'll
nice,
actually the
'cause-
first third of the show.
Yeah, the last time when I'm like, hey, let's.
Hey, me.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty.
And you're over there and you're sipping on things and you're fairly verbose.
Oh.
So it's nice. It's nice that you've got this on the go, and that
I'm
means
verbose.
yeah, I know. I
Throwing
am
that across
yeah.
the table.
You're verbose. I am loquacious. That is the thing here,
I
right?
thought the understanding was that I was morose.
The morose verbose.
I can be many things at a time. So
I like it though, man. That should be
a t-shirt.
Yeah, the morose verbose right there. Verbose morose, whichever. Take
we're
your
long
pick, man.
overdue for setting up a little t-shirt website or.
I got
hats
the OG tall can hoodie on today.
Yeah,
The zip.
I had mine out last week because it's been cooling off a little bit. Look, man, a bunch of different places we can stop here or start here, but we shouldn't stop yet. NHL tour has gone on. The NBA, or at least its commissioner, has made some news. Why don't we start where we should start this time of year? Your Toronto Blue Jays, as you and I sit here and record on Sunday afternoon, have taken at least 2 of 3 from the Baltimore Orioles in fairly spectacular fashion.
Down 1-0 in the third in Game 3. In
Okay.
what should be a bullpen session for the Orioles too. Come on, man, let's get this shit going.
Down 1-0. I'm sure we'll be fine based on what we've seen the last.
I know. But this seems like it should be
The big news, though, it came out late last night and then was confirmed this morning, was Trey Yesavage being called up and then confirmed around noon, maybe a little bit earlier, that he's not just joining the team, he's going to start on Monday.
7-man rotation.
Well, we haven't actually, maybe this shouldn't be the point, but Has anybody heard hide nor hair of Eric Lauer? Is he okay?
He pitched yesterday.
Well, that's fairly recent.
Yeah. Saturday pitched in the 7th and 8th inning.
I was out yesterday late afternoon. But going into that game, no one had seen him in a while. And
10 days in between
appearances, which is a little odd.
And he was quite good yesterday.
He's going to pitch on Monday, and it's down. I don't know that this has anything to do with it, but it's
is this
in
Royals?
a minor league
Tampa
park.
Bay.
No, it's
Tampa
against
Bay.
Tampa, in Tampa. They're still playing out of Steinbrenner Field. So I doubt that has anything to do with it, but at least it's a minor league park.
Where he's been.
Yeah. And it keeps him on turn, and it pushes Barrios back. And to be fair, Barrios in his last start was better than he had been in the last little while. Because I asked Stoughton the last time we had him on the show from the batflip.ca that should we be paying attention to the fact that every time they're letting Yesavage come out of the bullpen, it's on the same day that Barrios is starting. Like, is that the guy that's clearly concerning people, and that maybe he would be, the guy who would take the spot of? It doesn't appear that's the case. They're just going to push everybody back a bit. They are in the middle of 13 in a row without any days off. And the explanation that John Schneider gave on Sunday was that it's his first MLB appearance. Let's just let him go through his normal routine and have a start. And it doesn't mean later on you can't switch him to the pen, which I believe if you're going to see him for the Jays in the playoffs, it would be out of the bullpen. But there does seem to be some surprise that it was just out of nowhere. I think a lot of people assumed if he was going to play a role this year, you were going to have to give him at least a little time in the regular season. He's been dominant coming up every level this season, but his first appearance at every level has been a little bit of a whoa.
Hey, whoa.
And it would be, right? Like, I don't think that's crazy, but what's been impressive is how fast he has adjusted.
Climatized.
Yeah, to each of those levels. Were you surprised? Do you think this is the right way to go about it, bringing him up now? Is it too soon, too late? Would you have started him or immediately said, look, if you're going to help us this year, it'll be out of the pen, so we're just going to push you into that now? Like, where are you at on all of this?
Was I surprised, or am I surprised as you're breaking this news to me right at this very moment?
So you weren't aware that he was called up or that he was starting?
Either.
Okay.
Either. And I listened right through the end of the game, unlike you.
Yeah, no.
Yesterday, but once that was done.
It was like 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah, I was just on to other things, and I sort of shut it off. And then by the time we get in here.
Were you down at the Murphs? I went down to see the Dropkick Murphys at...
You did?
Yeah, the City Folk on Saturday night.
With the Pogues? Who's singing for the Pogues these days?
I left kind of 2 or 3 songs into the Pogues. Went back to the James Street. And,
did they play The Poiser back?
The Murphs now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let off with it.
Nice.
Honestly?
We're coming for you.
I like the Murphs. There wasn't a lot of my personal favorites in there. Like,
really?
They close out with Shipping Up to Boston, which everybody knows, but it gives me nightmares a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
For
Brad Marchand is scoring on a breakaway. That's what's happening.
But it was fun, and it was something to do, and then we went because it's down on the lawn at TD.
The great lawn.
Yeah,
it's not just a lawn.
I didn't want to undersell the lawn that they have.
It is a great lawn.
Anyway, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock that the news came across that they were calling him up. They weren't sure whether he'd be activated for Sunday or Monday. It turns out it's going to be Monday, and he will start. See,
to me, that since Bieber was activated back in mid-August, the rotation's been a bit of a shit show, really, and the team has been 500 since then. And I'm not sure I'm equating one with the other. Mm-hmm. I think with the way the offense has been, and the bullpen
suddenly aren't hitting,
that the rotation maybe
until the 8th inning
is the And you know what? I was thinking yesterday, and I'm sure I could find this out, but I'm strictly going anecdotally here.
Sure.
I'd like to see what the team batting average is through the first 5 innings of any game.
Yeah.
And 6 through 9. Like I have to assume that the batting average is.
Well, I think Dan mentioned on the Saturday broadcast that
I was listening to Ben, and I was out in the backyard.
Well, we were both checking out the family. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. We got it covered. The Showmans. Thank you very much.
That the Blue Jays have the highest batting average in baseball in the 6th and 9th innings.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
No talk of how low it might be through the first 5, but they are eating up bullpens. But that scares me a little because when you get to the playoffs, it's nothing but
good bullpen.
Yeah, it's just smoke all over the place being thrown at you. So that worries me a little.
I don't
but I'll
worry so
about
much.
that later.
To me, it's in terms of a starter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you're a former Cy Young winner or you're a journeyman. They seem to be just eating up the Jays through innings 1 through 5. Like it's just how many times have we rolled into the 5th and there's been 3 hits?
Yeah.
You're
like just in the last week.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? And maybe there is recency bias to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just seems like.
And you're like, we lead the league in comeback wins at 45. And you're like, that's awesome. Stop falling behind.
It's like 55% of your wins are comeback wins.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And I don't know that that's going to play in the playoffs, but
no,
we'll see.
Not great offense. It's great bullpen.
We talked about this in previous years. It's power in the playoffs, right? Because you're not going to string together
power arms, power bats.
Yeah, you're not going to string together 3, 4, 5, 6 hits in a row.
Right.
You get a walk, and then maybe somebody hits a dinger, and
your little clutchy opportunities don't arise as often in the postseason.
But if we could bring it back around to Trey Yesavage.
Oh, sorry.
That guy.
Yes, I am surprised. And they have been
Not that he's up.
Well,
okay.
To me, he would have been better served, I think, to have spent the whole season.
Well, like the AAA season's basically done.
Yeah, they got a week left, I think.
The joke was essentially, I forget the manager's name in Buffalo. How dare I? That he essentially called Yesavage in on Saturday and said, so it's about that time of year. You want to shut her down or you want to go to the majors? He's like, I guess I'll go to the majors, right? Which was meant to be.
I guess I'll pitch in front of 42,000 people, although they're not going to be in front of 42,000 on Monday.
No, not down in Tampa. And again, though, like the park, to me, part of it, it's like it's a minor league park. You might have seen it before. I don't think that's the thing, but
it's got to be
a little less pressure.
Bit of something, whether it was in preseason, like down in Grapefruit, or if he's been, because I know he went from AA, and he hasn't been that long at AAA.
No. Just like mid-August or so I don't mind it. I'm not surprised they brought him up. We'll see whether he's going to be on the playoff. Like at this point, we obviously know Jimmy Garcia is not coming back.
Ever.
Well, we don't know that.
He's hanging out with Hyun-Jin Ryu and
Hyun-Jin Ryu. You owe us a few innings still.
Yes, exactly.
Nick Sandlin is throwing.
Where's that guy at?
Well, is he gonna make it back? Maybe.
It seems like no, and it seems complicated if he does come back.
So I think when you talk about bringing a guy like Yesavage up, I think they still would have eyes on him. If you're going to help us in the postseason, it will be out of the bullpen,
of course.
But for now, let's allow you to keep it as routine as possible. So to let him start, I was surprised. Just because it sort of came out of nowhere that he was called up yesterday. But I mean, could it have been today or Monday or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Then to hear he was going to start on Sunday morning when that broke, I was sort of like, wow, we're going right at it. But that doesn't mean he won't go just 3 innings or...
I was just going to say, does he make 5 innings? That's what I was going to ask.
Well, it sounds like that will depend on performance. Right. Because John Schneider was clear in his statements, again, coming out, and he said, there are no restrictions, no limits. Now, obviously, they would have their own internal, idea of what they'd like to see. But if he's cruising in the 5th, maybe you let him go to the 6th. I don't know. But if you have an eye on him clearly as being a bullpen arm for you in the playoffs, I assume it's, hopefully 4 good innings, 5 good innings, and then go sit down, man. Like you've helped us out here. You've bought us a day. And you did push back all these starters who are in the middle of 13 in a row. Sounds like Scherzer's back's bugging him a little bit, as is Bassett's. You buy a day.
Have we heard what happened to Bassett?
He did sort of, Dan Schulman said on one of the broadcasts here over the weekend that he spoke to him and he said, yeah, my back was sore, but it's not a injury sore. It's not I'm going to miss my next start sore.
Because he did not look happy in the dugout when they pulled him after 5 on Friday.
But he was also, like, he sort of said, I understood what we were doing here, and that game was, going to be what it was going to be. So I can go, and it's just about making sure everybody gets to the end healthy. He didn't seem concerned about what was going on.
I think because they've been using Yesavage in Buffalo. They've been bringing him out of the pen. Out of the pen, 3 innings or whatever, and he's never going to be a long man here.
No,
like you're not bringing him.
You're right. In Buffalo, it was clearly we still want you to throw your stretched out number of pitches, but we want you to get used to coming out of the pen because if you're going to do anything this year in the majors, it would be out of the pen. So it's not like he's ever going to come into a 4-1 down game where you need to hold for 3 innings if you can, to let the offense catch up. I wouldn't think so. He's a leverage guy.
So you are already talking about a pretty full rotation when Lauer, who has been by results, a top 2 or 3 pitcher in your rotation, has been relegated to the bullpen.
And I should say, as you and I sit here right now on Sunday, they haven't yet announced who's making room for Yesavage.
Right.
That will be unveiled on Monday. It makes you wonder, you pulled this trigger out of nowhere. Is somebody a little more hurt than we know of? Or is it as simple as, for now, Baraki goes down? But they got a bunch of people. Like, it sounds like Santander's going to be back in time. It sounds like, they're optimistic Bo's going to play again. So you're going to have to start making some room here. Is it Loperfido goes back down?
And you look at Loperfido comes in and he comes off the bench.
Yeah, man. That ninth inning single on Saturday was wild. Like a bunt base hit, a guy who hasn't had a major league hit in over a month in Loperfido, a
Jimenez.
Catcher interference, and a Kirk comes back around after being a pinch hitter in the 8th and gets another hit, and like unlikely things happening all over the place to pull that one out.
And you look at the first game, and even late last week, people are walking people to get to Kirk.
Yeah, he'd been struggling.
Stone cold. He was in an 0-for-19 funk, and
the funk soul brother.
Yeah, so I'm outside, and it's getting later in the day.
This is Saturday?
Saturday, and so we were out, picked up these beers out in Arm Prior, had a couple beers out there, hanging out, coming back in, but I had to clean the pool. I wanted to get the grass cut. There was just a bunch of things I was trying to do, but I know I can't cut the grass because as soon as I fire up the mower, I can't hear
Ben.
So I'm like, all right, and the Jays were chipping away, and then when they gave up that solo shot in the 8th, and I'm like,
make it 4-2.
You're now 4-2 down. It seems super.
You got one in the bottom 7 or whatever it was. Get
to 3-2, and then you're like, okay, and then that homer, and you're just like, nah. But I'm sitting there on the steps of the deck waiting, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to see how this plays out, right? And I'm in the backyard all by myself, right?
All by.
But when Kirky hits that sack fly, and you're like, and Loperfido comes down, I am
high knees around the backyard,
clapping. I got my fist in the air, and I'm like, woo! And I can only imagine people are like, what's that guy doing, right? What's happening over there? But I was fired up, and it was just a mid-September game, and if you look at it, that's their 86th win.
Yeah, they
have 14 games to go.
If they go 7-7 from here, the Yankees have to do something like it's
11,
like 12-3 or something.
3.
Yeah,
11-3, and the better part is because the Red Sox are 5.5 back for the division.
They got to go undefeated.
Undefeated. This is exactly right.
If you go 7-7,
because the Jays have the tiebreaker against both teams. Yeah. It's just so difficult. Now, I'm not comfortable, but when you look at those numbers and you go, they have to go 11-3 and they have to go 13-0.
Yeah, you're in a good spot, man.
It's a very good spot, and so you have to make sure you're playing your best ball. Bo comes back healthy. The rotation is where you want it. It's been trying this past month when they've been essentially.
Because even Bieber's looked human at times.
One bad inning the last 2 outings, right?
Like all of a sudden, I think we're back at a point, and it was always going to go this way. That down the stretch, you're going to be talking about who starts game 1. Now it's Gausman again, who's the game 1 guy.
That was unbelievable last Friday night.
Yeah,
last Thursday.
8 innings or the complete game. He ends up. They're talking about the Maddox, right, which is fewer than 100 pitches, complete game shutout. Because he had done it.
Unbelievable. And the Dome.
Because nobody goes complete games anymore.
No. And so I think there's a combination of the bullpen, not so good. And so you go, all right, give me the
buy
ball.
him an extra day.
I'm going to do this whole thing.
Yeah.
And just
Joe
the way
Booth
he
says,
was.
fuck you, I do it myself.
Yeah, this is exactly. And so to me, he was so good, and the crowd was so good. Yeah, like there's just been some really nice moments.
Yep.
And this airs on the 15th. It's been such a good summer and such a good, like it's taken me right up to hockey season.
Just something to carry me through.
Yeah. Well, this is it. Sports that I care about, right? And I'm like, it's been fun. And I've been super invested and more invested than I thought I would have been in early April.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Did you make time on Saturday to watch rookie camp games?
No.
Sens? Me neither.
No. And I didn't look hard.
The Sens won 4-1, 3-1,
I was
4-3. No, 4-1. I think the Leafs only got one goal.
I always go on the score app.
Yeah.
Just for my baseball. Just so I go on the Sens site, nothing. And I thought, well, surely the navel-gazing Leafs will have something, right? Nothing. So I didn't look any harder than that.
But my Twitter feed lit up with thank God hockey. And there are people who aren't baseball people, aren't football, like CFL fans that want to, I'm hockey and that. Like I'm getting tweets from people that I haven't heard from since hockey season. And like, did you see that goal by
Chadwick somebody or other?
Noah Chadwick. Yes. Yeah, no, he didn't score. But there was
Was it Easton Cowan?
No, Carter Yakimchuk scored a sweet toe drag thing that I saw the highlight of. Right. But I'm like, no. But it was like 22 degrees and whatever, sunny on a Saturday afternoon. And I'm not sitting there. And if that's you, power to you. Like if
there's not a Jays game, or I'm home and that's on TV, if I can just get that.
I think it was just on YouTube.
Yeah, but if it's on TV, I'm probably watching it.
See, I didn't. I'm just like, you know what? The top 3 to 8 guys on the Sens will be in the real camp. The top 3 to 8 guys on the Leafs team will be at real camp. And again, I did go. The rookie Toronto hosted the rookie tournament once in Oshawa, so I went to a game. It was Leafs Sens.
Yeah, of course.
Couldn't remember. I think Tyler Biggs was on the Leafs at that point.
Future Hall of Fame.
It obviously went really well from there. But it was in town. It was something to do. It wasn't appointment viewing. And I'm getting people like, haven't seen a single comment on them. Like, no, you haven't, have you? Like, I did not watch that.
No, and it means nothing.
It doesn't.
It's zero. But I am.
But you'd rather win than lose.
Well, and
anytime somebody with my sweater on.
Well, and the last thing Carter Yakimchuk did was sort of toe drag Matthews and Marner in the
preseason.
Yep.
Yeah. And scored a sweet one.
Yeah. So to me,
last year,
that's what you do.
So why do I care if he scored a sweet one this year against the Leafs rookies if I already know, he's going to dominate our pros for the next decade, right?
Well,
I'll see it.
At least 50% of them, Matt, because half of them are in Vegas now.
Yeah, he's going to have to go to Vegas to dominate the other half. I was just curious. Yeah. The thing I want to talk to you here about before we take a break is the NBA.
Oh, Matt, there's very few things Rob loves to talk about more. Maybe F1. Can we throw some F1?
Sure.
And F1 will follow this NBA discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah!
And this sort of frames the entire sports watching conversation at the moment. But there was a moment last week at an event or a press conference, whatever you'd want to call it, where Adam Silver was...
Oh, it's an event.
Adam Silver, who somehow has become like... I'm doing some reading. I'm looking around trying to get a handle on this story. People don't like Adam Silver. Like if the way we feel about Gary Bettman is
yes,
sort of the way. And I sort of thought, like David Stern was a notorious hard ass, but he led that league forward. And I thought Adam Silver was just sort of like next guy up.
And Bettman is a Stern acolyte.
Yes, also out of that NBA front office back in the day. Adam Silver was sort of the golden boy when he was able to, I forget the guy's first name, Sterling, who owned
the Clippers.
And he was the guy who did the investigation there and drove that guy out of the league. He came in with a good rep. It seems to have gone steadily downhill. And he didn't help his case this week. A reporter from the New York Times at this press conference, this event, asked him, like, we're starting to see NBA games now because they are going to have an entirely new setup. We've been hearing for a while now about TNT being out of the game and what that would mean for inside the NBA with Barkley and Shaq and
it means
whatever
less
else.
access for you, the fan.
It appears that it's going to mean that we're going to see games no different than what we're seeing here in Canada, right? You're going to have TSN, and you're going to have Sportsnet, and now you're going to have Amazon Prime for the Monday games. It's that, but on steroids in the U.S., whether you're an NFL fan or an NBA fan. They're on Peacock, but also NBC. So you'll have a little bit on free TV, but also the pay tier. There's other stuff that's going to be on
Prime.
ESPN and Prime and whatever, right? So it's going to, like most sports, they're selling, the in-season tournament. This is a real thing. These aren't just regular season games. These are actually now more valuable games, and you're going to need a different... Yeah, right. That is the correct reaction to that statement. So a reporter from the Times approaches Adam Silver at this press conference and says to him, what would you say to fans who are sort of feeling like it's costing a lot just to watch one team? I got to have Peacock. I might have to have Prime. I might have to have God knows what else. And Adam Silver, sensitive to the fans, guy that he is,
Clearly
responded with,
there's a huge amount of our content that people can essentially consume for free. I mean, this is very much a highlights-based sport, so, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, any service, the New York Times for that matter, to the extent that your content is not behind a paid firewall. There's an enormous amount of content out there. YouTube, by another example, that is advertising based, that consumers can consume.
you fucking peasants.
You have put up firewall. You said firewall.
He responded right to the New York Times like, they could watch on your oh, right, you're charging them too. Right, sorry, forgot.
But you've said firewall between your fans and access to, they can avoid the firewall.
But you can't afford to eat in our restaurant. Don't worry, we throw the scraps in the fucking dumpster out back late tomorrow night tonight if you want to check that out. We have highlights on TikTok.
We are located within a block and a half of a food bank.
Fuck, man. And this is how this guy... Look, all the leagues are doing this. I think almost all of them would have had a commissioner or a PR staff that says, hey, don't say, our highlights are on YouTube, you peasant.
Yeah. There's non-fungible tokens available as well.
Fungible.
That's fun to say.
Yeah. The NBA, he's not wrong. Maybe there are...
He's wrong.
No, he is wrong, but NBA highlights are awesome. Sweet windmill dunks and big over-the-top.
Well, one-timers on power plays in hockey are awesome. But that's not the game.
Let's do this. Football, hockey, baseball, basketball. Best highlights. Not your favorite sport, not most fun to watch. Who has the best? We're just going to snip this highlight.
Baseball.
Yeah, sweet crab at the top of the fence.
450-foot homers that are second deck jobs.
Aaron Judge over the monster this weekend.
All these things are, you look at those and go...
A sweet dive, turning double play. Baseball's right there, but to me, it's interchangeable. It's them and basketball at top two.
Yep.
Hockey
I
highlights
disagree.
aren't that great. Sweet deke.
Yeah.
In the shootout or something.
That Cale Makar goal from a couple years ago,
Sure.
where he sort of loops the offensive zone and doubles back.
You and I are hockey guys. There's a lot of games where there's not a lot of sweet highlights, right? Where you just go, oh my God, and that's going to capture a new fan.
Well,
the NFL, a sweet passing play or a hard tackle or something. CFL, same thing. But I think MLB and NBA probably have the best highlights.
Yeah.
If that's the only thing you're prepared to give your fan.
Your alley-oop and all these sorts of things, right? I get it. But there's so much more to it.
Yes.
Right? And so to go, you're just going to get the gist of it. Because let's be honest, whether it's hockey or it's Blue Jays baseball, because I'm a Jays fan over a baseball fan.
Yeah.
Whereas hockey, I'll watch whatever.
Whoever's playing tonight.
And I'm in a spot in my life where if it costs me $250 a season, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to be a kid, maybe in a home that doesn't have the opportunity,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to my single parent or my working class parents and go, I need $300. And you're like, do you want fucking groceries? But kids are where
You can get your new shoes for school, or I can buy you NBA season pass.
A pair of Sparks, North Stars, running shoes, whatever, man. You're like, I want
straight out of Woolco.
This is it, man. And you're like, Zellers has this on. And you're like, nah. And so
I don't really want the byway shoes.
this is a byway. Yes, guy.
No guy.
Yeah, here in Ottawa, it's the old GT boutique. But yeah, this idea that young fans and accessible, the idea, and I understand everything is changing.
Yeah.
The cable model isn't there, but
that'll kill you long term to lose the kid.
Well,
right?
This is where I'm going.
Yeah.
Gary Bettman, I look at whatever we want to say about him. He is. I believe he is constantly looking towards growing the game.
That's silly.
And so, yeah, I get it. And maybe it's making owners money. But to me, the game has.
But I just said to you,
just in my life, just in my adultship,
they've made money. It's costing you money just to watch the Sens this year. Monday Night Hockey on Prime, TSN regular regional games, Sportsnet for the national broadcast. I'm sure you'll get 2 or 3 of those.
Well, and no.
On Sportsnet 1.
What I'll see is Sportsnet 1 because other people go, well, there's no game on tonight.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I got it.
Give us another
It's on Sportsnet 360 or it's on Sportsnet 1, which Rob has.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, that it used to be, there was a time 15 years ago where I could only get 60 Senators games a year.
Yeah.
Like the idea of this given 82 games, I'm going to see all of them, is a recent phenomena for.
But now it's here. It has to be. You can't be taken seriously.
You can't go back.
No.
You can't go back. And that's what I'm saying is, so I would pay, but that 9-year-old kid who doesn't have that option, whose parents go, even if they have the money, they're like, Eugene, that's not important.
Right.
And you don't get it. So if I can't access it on free cable.
Yeah.
Free, air quotes, free cable.
After I've paid my cable bill, it's on free cable.
Yes, which I am paying my cable bill, which is costing me $190.
That's it. I look at this stuff, man, and I wonder how they think the future fan is going to come about. And I look at it, as I look at most things, through a fairly blue set of goggles.
Yeah.
And coming out of that first full season NHL lockout, 04-05, and the Leafs are awful. And they're awful for a very long time.
You're 100 years old.
I really am, man. And they're bad. Yes. And so that's a lost generation, because that is as the internet and YouTube fires up. And holy shit, Ovechkin's awesome. Malkin is crazy. Patrick Kane. Jonas Högland is not good, but he's also no longer a Leaf. But there are players around the league that I can now find highlights. So there is something to that, right? I can suddenly watch players from other markets. But the way he phrased that is just like, yeah, there'll be something for it. Go eat out back behind the dumpster, you peasant. It bugs me because I don't think you can hook long-term fans that way. Like if it shows up in my TikTok feed as I'm scrolling through it and go, that's a sick dunk by, I don't know, whoever that guy was in a Timberwolves jersey. Like I got no reason to engage because I'm not going to be able to afford a ticket. I'm not going to be able to afford to watch that game on TV. It was just the most tone-deaf fucking answer I could possibly. Yeah, there'll be stuff out there on, and in the middle of it, he's like,
you know what though?
There'll be stuff there on the Times website. Oh, right. You're also paywalled like we are.
Go to the Ottawa Public Library. You can access the Times.
Watch Andreas Dackel in his 06 highlights.
So here's the thing. This is a generation of NFL Red Zone.
Yeah. Which now also has commercials for the first time.
Okay. But the idea that people want to see touchdowns, highlights, as opposed to watching real games.
But that's been a thing forever. Court surfing on the score was amazing. People loved it.
Diamond surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying, I think we are also, if I can play both sides of this argument, you are in a time period where never has it become more popular that people don't want to sit through a full 60-minute or 48-minute game, whatever it may be. They don't want to digest their sports that way.
I think that's right, but I wouldn't encourage it.
No, I wouldn't. It's short-sighted.
Because you've now given me no reason to buy a ticket in my home market and care about my team.
How many games have you saw where they're paying the crowd and somebody's sitting in the crowd looking at their phone? You're like, you're at a fucking live event.
Right.
And you're looking at your phone. You've paid money not to see what's on your phone, to see what's in front of you.
Yeah.
Old man yelling at clouds. I get it. But you see that, right? The way, so you and I, while not of the same generation, close.
Close enough.
Take in sports differently. But I think younger people.
I'm a second screen guy. I'm watching the full game,
or
but I have
listening to it. And
well, you're
watching
listening to. I'm watching the full game, but with Twitter or Blue Sky open, and I'm taking down highlight. Like there are different NHL accounts that are like, "Hey, while you're watching your game, here's David Pasternak's sweet goal on whoever they're playing that night or whatever." So you can kind of keep an eye on it. But it can't be the only thing. I still have to have an anchor, a reason to make me turn on the TV that night.
Yeah. Well, because David Kampf turning over the puck in the defensive zone isn't.
He doesn't do that.
You can hear that.
He'll lug it out.
Neutral zone?
And that'll be it.
Okay.
He doesn't turn it over. He just lobs it in, goes for a change. Lob it in, go for a change. Lob it in.
All right, well.
Can our team go for a change at some point? Matthias Michelli, bring it, buddy.
Yeah. Can't wait.
It's going to be good.
Can't wait.
It's going to be a good year.
Yes, it is. We'll see who feeds Austin Matthews those pucks.
Max Domi, buddy.
Hey!
Could you do it, please?
Yeah. So to me,
anything.
The way people consume sports is so different that I can't say that watching highlights in the morning going, the Jays in 30 seconds. That's the way you're going to take in the game? Or the Raptors in 30 seconds?
I think you are dramatically underestimating how pissed people were at this comment.
No, I'm not, because I agree. I'm pissed too if that was my deal.
Yeah. Hey, you've just set up like 4 or 5 different services I need to subscribe to. Yeah. But someone will post it on TikTok. Not you. Like you won't. It'll be up to some other guy. You can see that dunk from Giannis or fuck you. I just don't care about your league then. And they're all going, this isn't a pick on the NBA.
Yeah.
The NHL is doing this. Baseball. Everyone. Man, there was an announcement like 3 weeks ago that Apple TV isn't picking up the next option on the Friday night. Yeah, okay, you're one of them. Are you thinking that's suddenly going to become freely available to you again, or will someone else pick it up? Hulu has the Sunday morning game that's like you start 12:30 and everyone else doesn't get to start. Someone else is picking that up. You're not winning. Apple has said it's not for us. It will go somewhere else.
Yeah, all right.
To sit and clap and yay, we win. You don't win. You never win. We are always going to be the subscribe to as many pieces of the pie as they can possibly get us to.
Well, we are in that spot.
Yeah.
Until you get to a time where you go, okay, forget it. I'm just going to pay
Hate your sport.
I want to pay for all 84 of my games.
Yeah.
Right? Where you go
84. Guy updated his take quick.
Yeah,
love it. He's on it. He's on it.
And you go, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And you go, I get 84 Senators games.
Yep.
Bam.
And fuck everybody else.
And that's it. I'm just watching what I want to watch. Now, it sucks if I want to watch the Edmonton Colorado game at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm not quite as stoked about that. It does fracture your sport and sort of regionalizes it and doesn't grow the game. And so
you never get to where the NFL is, where whatever that 8 o'clock Sunday night game is, everyone's watching it. That won't happen in baseball, won't happen in hockey. Like you're not allowing those things to grow and just be like,
Chicago,
whatever's on right now, I'm
Washington,
watching
and nobody cares.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's happening on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's happening.
No, I know. I'm with you.
All I'm saying is...
I'm with you. It's Atlanta, Minnesota tonight.
Okay. If you want the crossroads...
And people will watch. It'll be huge ratings.
Of course they will.
Yeah.
And I personally, there's a bit of a feather in my cap. I have not watched a second of live NFL football.
Why is that a feather in your cap? Week 1 was incredible.
I know, but I feel like everyone's like, well, I'm an NFL fan. I'm this, and you got to watch. It's the best, and you're like, yeah, sure it is. It's fine.
So you know where I stand on the NFL. I'm fairly indifferent, fairly casual.
Yeah.
Week 1, it kind of was the best.
The Bills-Baltimore game, all that,
Thursday was awesome.
Yes.
Sunday was awesome.
I
Friday was good enough.
And I know what's happening. I've watched it. But to me,
You and Adam Silver.
everyone looks over at you and like, oh, you don't watch the NFL?
Yeah, see, for me, it's not that.
It's a guy thing. It's a guy thing. I'm like, I'm a fucking guy.
You're not a man.
Like, what are you talking about? You wouldn't get it. It's a guy thing. And I'm like, yeah, all right.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah. And so you just like, I guess it's a guy thing. And I'm like, what?
Not you.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you're like, get on board, man. This and again, hate to pick on the F1, but this uptick.
It's huge, though.
It is huge, but that doesn't mean I have to watch it.
No. And I don't.
And I don't.
But when I get up on Sunday morning and I'm trying to decide whether to get out of bed or not, and I'm checking the Twitter, like at 10 a.m., it's just
Of course, man.
all or F1. It's
Yeah. Well, and it's a thing. And I don't begrudge
maybe
anybody.
the most successful reality series anybody's ever run to turn people into paying fans for
And
the actual
it
sport.
has. It honestly, so where the beers came from, there's a 15-year-old in that house. Through Drive to Survive,
Yep.
he has totally, they were down to the Grand Prix. He's wearing a $360 hoodie. And you're just like,
Well, you and I balk at it, but then we circle back to season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter, and we're both all in on the UFC.
Spike TV, Deadliest
It
Warrior.
works, man. If you can put on a good show that brings people in,
Yeah.
it will boost your business and
it
boost my business.
It totally hooked me in. Totally hooked me in. Now,
Did you pay attention on Saturday to any of the fight
Zero.
news?
No.
It was the UFC Mexican Independence Day card in the afternoon, and then Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford, which is a legitimately top-end boxing match.
I know there's two names though that I don't even as a Fringe fan. I'm like,
So that was on Netflix, and this is under Dana White's and the TKO banner, right? The company now that owns WWE and the UFC. They're trying to branch out into boxing, and this is about as big as a match as you can put forward.
it was a boxing match.
Yes, and it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Same people who hosted Tyson versus Mayweather. I think I sent you a link last week that now Floyd's going to fight Tyson. You're like, these geriatric fuckers.
No.
But the thing that Dana said, it's under Zuffa, which for people who aren't familiar is the parent company of UFC that TKO bought. So it's sort of now this middle. So it's called Zuffa Boxing. And Dana has always been a boxing guy, despite running the UFC.
Came from he was a trainer promoter, like he was in that.
And so somebody asked him in the pre-fight press conferences, like, what can Zuffa Boxing bring that other boxing promotions are not doing? He's like, man, boxing is so slow. Like, you put on these shows in between. There's got to be more panels, more highlights, more whatever. He's like, in the UFC, we just get to it. Like, tee it up and then go. Fight.
Sprawl and brawl, baby.
And so someone's like, all right, like, if you're going to make this a faster show, a more interesting show, at 11:23 p.m., the co-main event is walking to the ring.
Yeah.
At 12:40, we aren't done with the main event intros. And people across Twitter are going, this is the biggest fight you have left to offer in boxing, and you're going to put it on at 12:45 a.m. Eastern time. Like, Netflix should have been furious that I paid all this money and you're not going to get into this until... Now, Terrence Crawford wins, and again, it goes unanimous decision. So it's not even an exciting knockout somewhere.
We love the UDs.
It's brutal, man. And if... I didn't, obviously, watch the whole thing. But if Dana White's going to come out and say, we're going to keep this more rapid fire, we're going to make it exciting, and your main event's not even getting in the ring until 12:45 a.m., you already blew it. Like, you're not. Anyway, that's sort of the takeaway from...
But that to me is, you need to go with fewer fights.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We're all here for Crawford versus Canelo.
And you know what? If Crawford's Canelo goes 2 rounds and there's a knockout, and
That's
like
the price you pay.
the old days
combat
with
sports,
with
man.
the Tyson fights that used to go first round finishes, and you go, I paid $50 for 90 seconds, and you're like,
yeah, you did.
but I'd rather that.
Of course.
I'd rather that than go, I paid $50 for 4 hours of yawns.
But this has always been the tip. Well, I paid $9 for Netflix.
Yeah.
They get to feed me whatever they want and keep those hours churning up that I'm getting.
I'm just going to eat the shit that you feed me.
So it wasn't a great success. Anyway, we should take a break here. Lots still to get to. We should probably talk some hockey.
Does hockey ever get spoken on in this show?
From time to time. Camp's open this week. I was going to say there's news. I don't know if there's news, but there's rumors and rumblings. Love some rumblings.
But there is, for those of you in broadcast journalism, there is news.
News. We'll be back.
She was born with a complaint form in her hand. She's been divorced more times than she's been married. She doesn't leave tips. She leaves suggestions. She steals baseballs from 10-year-old kids and then complains about how spoiled kids are these days. She is raising her kids to be Reddit moderators one day. Her voice hasn't dropped below 85 decibels her entire life. She once won an argument with a manager at a restaurant she wasn't even eating at. She calls the cops on kids' lemonade stands for not having a permit. She actually changed her name to Karen. She asks to speak to the manager before the store is even built. She gets the same haircut every week and still complains to the manager about it every time. She wears a mask in her car, alone. Her Yorkshire Terrier dog has the same Karen haircut as her. She once asked to speak to the pilot, mid-flight. She once called the fire department because her neighbors were having a cookout. When she walks into a store, the staff call the manager right away, without her ever saying anything. She gets in fights about spot stealing for street parking on streets she doesn't even live on. She is the most Karen woman in the world.
I don't always drink, but when I do, I become everyone's problem. Stay outraged, my friends.
All of that stems from our conversation last week about the Karen at Lone Depot Ballpark in Florida. What
People had opinions, am I right?
Oh, man. Everybody's got a take. On just stand up, be a man, or teach your kid a good example. I think we all agree Karen sucks. It's just how do you deal with that as a parent? Anyway, that comes from listener Jack, who asked me specifically to pass that on to you because wanted to make sure after the conversation we'd had that you had a chance to hear it as well. It's almost in that kind of Old Spice sort of most interesting man in the world.
Or your Dos Equis.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Old Spice isn't the most interesting man. Dos Equis is.
Dos Equis.
Yeah. Lots of things still here to get to. As I mentioned off the top, if you missed it on could you just let me... Guy's thirsty. He's got to have a... Friday, we had a fantastic conversation with Kenny Walls, the voice of the Ottawa 67s, all things junior hockey, all things local broadcasting, all things the NCAA encroachment, whether they're going to be allowed into CHL buildings this year. That was a great conversation. Stick around. You'll hear from Graham Creech, the pigeon himself.
Grocery stick.
And Andy Nita this week. Dan Schulman, the voice of your Blue Jays. Lots to get to. So stick around for that. What did you just crack into there?
I'm back with Bogside, but this is their Irish Red Ale.
Okay.
5.4. It's nice. It's got a little bit smooth, easy, a little malty. Not that carbon, not that hoppy, just nice and easy drinking.
Okay.
5.4.
This comes, I think I had this June, May, something like that. This comes from Neustadt Brewing Company.
Neustadt.
Down near formerly Berlin, Ontario.
Kitchener?
Yeah, perhaps not surprisingly. This is their premium dark lager called 10WD30. I think I had this before.
10W30.
Yep.
Good engine oil.
Yeah.
All right. Good for you. No, I've never heard of that before. So,
Well, then I had it with someone else.
that's.
When you were away, I get lonely.
Is there other people on this
I
show?
have to have a beer with someone else.
There's other people on this show.
I don't want to talk about it.
What a
Job, men.
better job, other people. Yes, sort of.
I don't remember if I liked this more the first time, but I'm not loving it.
Have you had the
right now.
1030 before?
Yeah, just once
Okay.
with someone else.
It's all right, man.
It's not that good. It's a little syrupy.
It's a lager,
little
you
more
said?
sweet. It's a dark lager. It's okay.
And by syrupy, you mean
It's a little more sweet than I wanted of a dark lager, right? Like it's
but malty sweet,
no, like thin sweet. It's not.
like an artificial sweetness, kind of.
I think so. It's not great.
Because
It's not bad. Like I don't want to.
there's no biscuity, no roasty. Because when you look at a darker
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
you're looking for a little
Yeah.
fuller bodied something or
It's
other.
not full bodied. No. Maybe a little biscuity, but
A little biscuity. All right.
I don't want to shit on Neustadt. I know how they get when they're
Yeah,
resentful.
Yeah.
Oppressed.
Berlin will get you.
You want to do the hockey thing or the MLSE thing first?
Let's just dispatch.
Rob
Let's just
can't wait.
dispatch with the MLSE stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why I asked you. I'm going to push that to the end. We're going to talk hockey first. We got to hold some
Rob,
listeners.
we don't really care what you say, so
I would have cared if you
Bam.
answered correctly.
Yeah, no.
This past week, we did see the NHL. I don't remember what they call
That's
it.
pretty tasty.
Summer tour. They did one
In Vegas, the one they had done?
yeah, last month they did one in Milan.
If you're going to do a summer tour, yeah, they always do something in Europe and then they do something
Yeah.
in. But if you're
And
going to
this
do a
year-
summer tour, why are you doing it in Vegas? That's a winter tour.
They used to do it in Chicago. That made sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, you're right though. If you're gonna have to bring everybody in, bring them to Vegas in January when it's cold as balls in Chicago.
Cold
or-
as balls.
Milan, at first you're like, I don't know. They did Paris before. That didn't make a lot of sense. Milan this year, an Olympic year. You go, oh, okay. Get some people in, take some pictures, do some things there ahead of the Olympics.
Do some things. Like
Do
the
some
IOC
things.
members who are looking to get wooed for.
They always
do
get
some
paid
things.
to do some things. There's a few stories that came out of this. To me, the least interesting of them all is where we'll start.
Nice. Selling it, Matt. Sell it.
Sidney Crosby.
Oh, come on, man. Sid's the guy. Sid's the guy.
Not an interesting guy. All of a sudden, over the last week or so, we're talking about whether or not Sidney Crosby will enter up
Fuck you, Kyle Dubas.
with the Montreal Canadiens. That felt like it was from the heart. He's been waiting to say it for a while on the show. The fuck you, Kyle Dubas. Look, it comes from his agent, Pat Brisson, is speaking to the media and says, I see Sidney Crosby as sort of a Tom Brady. And at first you go, yeah, that makes sense. That's great. That makes a lot of sense to me. Legend in his market, bunch of championships,
Tampa
great.
Bay, here we come.
And then you go, oh, I see what you're driving at. Is that I want to see Sid in the playoffs somewhere, which he did say. And the Buccaneers did do that with Brady. I understand that Sidney Crosby grew up as a Montreal Canadiens fan, and I guess it's possible that would be the place he would go. But aren't we, if we're even entertaining the idea of Sidney Crosby going somewhere else, it's to win a championship. And the Habs appear to be on the right track, but not within that window, in my opinion. Any take on?
No, I agree. I think they are a playoff team this year.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a cup contender
Right.
this year.
If Crosby dropped into their lap at the deadline, are they?
They're closer, but they
Oh, sure.
no, but they are not a no. They're still not in
I've
the
seen
in
people
the-
talk about, like, would you give up Demidov to do it? No. Like, as great as Sid is, first of all, I take that guy or Slafkovsky are the two names. Would you do Slafkovsky for Crosby or Demidov for Crosby? And the answer for me is no in both cases, because as great as he is, he's sort of past his prime. And he
Sid?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, man! The guy's got 2 or 3 years.
And so
that's it.
Both of the other two, Slafkovsky and Demidov, might have 10 or 12 or 15 for you. And we'll see. Like, neither of them obviously is going to be as good as Sid. But
right
I'm
now,
not trading away my future. Like, I need Pittsburgh to go, yeah, we'll take a first and, I don't know, Reinbacher.
I was just going to say, everybody I come up with has already been traded. Right? So it's Mayhew, it's Barron. You're like,
sure.
Gone. And you're sort of like,
like, it's a hard trade to make because Sid isn't going to be with you long term.
Yeah, but you're selling for. He's got two seasons left on this contract, I believe.
Yep.
And so you're getting 2 full seasons of him.
Well, 1.5. You're getting him at the deadline this year.
I wonder if this happens. Maybe, but this team is the Penguins are shite.
Yep.
You wait for the whole Marc-Andre Fleury thing to happen.
I got to be honest. I still don't think he's getting traded at all. But
okay, all right. But to me, I was listening to, before the Jays game on Saturday, I was listening to Sportsnet, and they had Sirius, the guy who does hockey, center ice hockey or whatever. From
David Pagnotta? Or
no, but Monday to Friday, 9 to noon on Sirius. And he was on there, and he was saying, the guys, if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't, and I don't.
Okay.
But he was saying, because they're like, where are the viable landing spots, right? You hear about my family, my dad was drafted by the Habs. Sid grew up as a Habs fan. Mm-hmm. And obviously the Colorado angle.
The Colorado angle's way more interesting to me.
Yet this guy from Sirius said, well, what about Toronto?
Sure.
Okay, whatever. Just in terms of, I don't know.
No, I've thought about it too. It's obviously been fodder on Toronto sports talk over the summer.
But this was Sportsnet 590. This was Toronto radio, and it's all well and good. But the idea of, because I'm like, what I want, me as a Senators fan, do I want to see, like, I've loved Sid forever.
Yeah.
And do I want to see him go to the Habs? It would be a real problem for me.
Right.
Would it be an interesting story?
Sure.
And like if they ever went on a big run,
it would be a good story. I just don't.
But if he went to the Leafs, I would hate that.
Because I think the Leafs thing, and look, I don't think the Leafs have nothing left to trade.
No, I brought this storyline up, not you.
Yeah. There's nothing, in my opinion, that's going to get that. Plus, he has no affinity for. I'm not saying he'd hate it, but Colorado is Nathan McKinnon. Montreal is childhood team. These sorts of things.
But what this guy brought up was, if you could, like, and this is a well-trodden path. If you could go to Toronto and you could win,
you're a little closer. Yeah.
Ooh, that would be. Not that he needs to cement a legacy, because he is.
But if you are the guy that suddenly pulls that train wreck.
Oof, man, it is.
But how many guys have
but how many
fallen for that?
How many Ron Francis's, Owen Nolan, Brian Leach's, Eric Lindros,
Joe Thornton.
Like, these are past prime guys showing up there. Sid is past prime, but Sid was 85 points last year?
Yes.
Like a past prime Sidney Crosby is still better than all but one or two players you have in Toronto right now.
Of course. I'm not saying Toronto shouldn't be interested. I'm saying I don't get why he would do that. And I'm not sure what Toronto could do for Pittsburgh that would satisfy them.
Yeah. No, that's a totally different story.
Right. But I do... I do think, like,
Cowan, that guy is the next coming, man.
If Sid came to Toronto, in theory, that's a team closer to winning right now than Montreal.
100%. And that is what makes Colorado and Toronto a more viable option than Montreal.
But Montreal, if I do step in, and I am the guy who does it wouldn't be any less in Montreal. Obviously, the timeline is a little shorter, but to pull them... I still don't think he's leaving.
Okay, but think about Montreal in the spring on a Saturday night, and they're in the second round. If that's the apex,
it was worth it.
Man, that place is bonkers.
Are you trading? Let's say it has to be Demidov. Would you do that right now? Because we're looking at a pretty unproven Demidov, but that guy might help you for 8 or 10 or 12 years.
He may not, though.
He may not.
And that's what I was going to ask you earlier. If it's Slavkovsky or it's Demidov,
I'll do Demidov first.
I do Demidov first, too.
But I still wouldn't do it.
Because at this point, that guy
came in with a pile of hype and lived up in the first few games he played there last year in the regular season and the playoffs.
In the offensive zone, from the red line in.
Yep.
Like, that to me is
but that's always the thing that takes the longest.
He is never, I don't think he's ever going to be a Datsuk.
No.
Let's be honest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll never be a top 10 player in the league.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But it's the defensive game, right?
It's just the timing for me. I think Sid lines up better for the Avs and for the Leafs timeline wise than for the Habs.
If you ask me for Reinbacher, Demidov, and a first for
both.
Sid, both. Both. It has to be both.
And now it's Dobson. You have Dobson and you have Hudson. So you might be more ready to talk about Reinbacher.
You got a second line center or first line, whatever you want. If you look at
just for
Suzuki for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then soak up whatever beyond that. Yeah. I am saying in a heartbeat, I'm making that trade.
Interesting, man. It is. I want to talk about the Hughes thing for a minute here.
The Hughes.
The last week down at the NHL thing in Vegas, they asked Jack Hughes, "Hey, what do you think about the idea of playing with your brother?"
I hate the idea.
Yeah,
that guy's a douche. I've played with my brother.
Rob's got preconceived notions about playing with your brother. He's right. His brother's a douche. But I would say that to Jeff.
Yeah.
To your brother, I would also
go,
your brother's a douche. And we're missing a brother. We'll get his take sometime.
We're missing a couple of them, and they're all douches, actually. Look, I may be the least douchebag of all four brothers.
Well, we'll have to circulate a survey.
That's not true, actually. Scott's the best.
Yeah, 100%. We'll... Circling back to the Hughes that are relevant in this conversation, they asked Jack Hughes, "Hey, would you like to play with your brother?" He's like, "Yeah." That's it. That's the whole story. That's the entire fucking story.
Somebody who can get me the puck. Right. Can we do that?
So he's got his brother Luke there in New Jersey, and I thought it was interesting. I don't know whether it's worth touching on or not.
Yeah, still unsigned?
Yes.
Yeah.
But invited to USA Hockey Camp when Hudson wasn't. Yeah. Like, I think we all agree Luke Hughes is going to be great.
Yeah.
Hudson might be great already.
Well,
anyway.
The Athletic says he's only the 50th best under 23 players. So.
Always loved subscribing to The Athletic. Give you my money every time. Wait, we're talking about Hudson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Yeah.
So they asked Jack Hughes, what would it be like? Would you want to play with all three? And he goes, I know this is going to be a story. I know this is going to be a thing. But yeah, we're brothers. Why wouldn't we all want to play together? He goes, I know that's what they talk about all day long up in Vancouver. This is going to be a story. But yeah, we'd like to. And so the next day.
Sometime.
Yes, sometime. Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll all go to Vancouver.
Maybe we'll all play
in Columbus.
The Olympics.
Interesting. The next day, obviously now, we know the question is going to be turned around to Quinn Hughes, who is the oldest brother, and he is the captain in Vancouver.
He's pretty good, too.
He's pretty good.
Pretty.
And I don't understand, and this is going to come up again when we get to the Kaprizov thing. Don't understand why these are stories. Because
you don't? It's because you had the Inachek brothers. I understand.
I wasn't alive yet.
Yeah, you were.
Was I conscious of having the Inachek brothers?
No, we're talking 86, 87. You're alive.
I'm alive. Probably having a great time just bopping around in my walker.
Yeah, whatever. Bouncy chair.
Yeah, fucking right.
Because he was in that till he was 12, ladies and gentlemen.
If I could be in it now.
Well,
hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, now it's an adult swing, Matt. That's
there is a story in our family.
There's a mental image right there.
Because I think you used to hang up the bouncy things, whatever you just called it.
In the door jam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was just going to town, bouncing up and down one day, and the thing pulled right out of the ceiling. And poor baby Matt's laying on his back in the doorframe crying, covered in like dust and pieces of
springs and chain.
And my mom's like yelling at my dad to go, but he's just howling. Like,
the kid's fine. Clearly, look at him. Toughen up, Matt. Toughen up.
That's me and my jumper. And that's what would happen now if I hung another one on this side of the desk.
Reinforcement right there.
Multiple ropes coming down.
Did you find the stud? Yeah, I found the stud.
He's laying on the ground.
Yeah, they're right there. Look
at that stud.
Yeah.
I look at this and I go, I asked 2 different NHL players whether they'd like to play with their brother, and they both said, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. And now all of a sudden, oh my God. The headline.
Is it Jim Ross?
By God. The next day headline in Vancouver is, should Canucks fans be panicked that Quinn said he might like to play with his brother?
Yes, he should. Jim Rutherford said out loud what everybody feared already.
That was back in the spring.
That was a year ago.
But why would Canucks fans suddenly be panicked now? Are they unaware that
he had a brother?
He has 2 brothers playing in another market?
Wow.
Is there anything to the idea that he's the older brother and he's the captain in his market and he can push them to come to Vancouver?
Well, and the thing that's interesting,
you have an older brother,
if you want to,
who you're always really respectful towards.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Quinn has 2 years left on his contract,
but really 1. Like next summer, they'll have to decide: are we trading
July
you?
1st next
year,
the next contract sort of year kicks in, and it's. But you are looking at Jack has 5.
Yeah,
and it's worth noting.
And Luke
said, "I want to sign for 5."
Yeah,
you're like,
all the cool kids want to go to Jersey.
Well, and you're like, so your time frame is going to line up with Jack's time frame? Is that what this is? And you sort of go, can we both move? And I'll be really interested if in next year, if Quinn goes, I'll take a 3-year extension in Vancouver, and then we're all UFAs at the same time. Now,
or just say, I'll not sign and see you in New Jersey.
Right. Yes. That is the easiest thing, right? Is in another year or 2, whatever.
And more likely, it just forces a trade.
Well, and it's easier that way, right? To try. So if Luke Hughes continues on the trajectory that he's on, what team in 5 years is going to go, I am going to take Jack, Quinn, and Luke.
All of them making probably 15.
I got $25 million of cap space that I'm just going to slide these guys. Hello, Columbus. I'm looking at you.
Sure.
So, but whatever that is, right? You are looking at, it's easier to bring Quinn in earlier than it is to go.
That's the way I think this is going to play out next summer.
Sometime later on go, I'm going to fit all 3 of you guys as UFAs, bam, right into an Anaheim, San Jose, Chicago type situation.
Because Quinn Hughes next summer will hold all the cards in Vancouver. Do I want to re-sign with you long term? Or do I want to threaten you is the wrong term, but I'm not going anywhere next summer unless it's where I want to go. So if you're going to trade me now, it will be to Jersey, and now Vancouver gets kneecapped on the return.
No, and that is obviously, as I said, that's the easiest thing is to move one player. You can get rid of a, Meyer or a Dougie Hamilton, whatever you're going to have to make room for. Dougie Hamilton would likely make the most sense.
Yeah, and we'll see at that point next summer, but he will hold all the cards. The other guy that we talked about already last weekend, and I don't know that this has ever happened before. For 2 weeks in a row, we've talked about the Minnesota Wild. It came out that Kirill Kaprizov has turned down 8 times 16, which is a massive contract. And
which last week Rob said he would absolutely sign, and I would pay him that.
And
not at all, actually. I was once saying, fuck that, man. That's crazy. Would you offer him that? No, I would not offer him that money.
I keep seeing, there was just a report on Saturday night that the Kaprizov camp is waiting to see what McDavid is going to set the bar at. And to me, that remains a huge mistake, man. Like, get what you can now. If you can talk them into 16.5 or 17 in Minnesota, whether he's worth it or not, do it. Because if
not worth it.
Connor steps out and takes the team-friendly deal that a lot of people... Because Connor can't walk around saying, I'm only staying if we're going to win, and then take all of the money, right? He has to take the team-friendly deal again. And if he sets the bar... Like, if he takes 16.5...
If he takes 15.5, and that's super low, I understand.
Sure. But you, as Kaprizov, cannot now go, yeah, I still want 16.5 when the best player in the world just said, like, I guess he can, but you look like a douche across the league. Well, you have to get yours now before Connor sets a cap on you.
Because then Connor can't take less than...
That's right. But I don't care about that if I'm Kaprizov.
No, you don't.
No.
But I'm just saying, it's interesting because what came up midweek last week when these sort of statements came to light, it was Connor's all about winning.
Yeah.
Connor's all about winning. And Kaprizov...
Toronto.
Kaprizov seems
with
less...
Crosby.
So, wow, man.
It's going to be awesome.
That is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that to happen. That Kaprizov is all about him.
Yes.
This is the Russian versus the good Canadian boy.
Sure.
And you're
we
like,
love that story.
We do
love that story.
And it never goes away. And then the further it gets dragged out in the Connor side, with his comments this week of somebody saying to him in a very innocuous, open-ended question of, does a short-term contract make maybe better sense for you?
Everything's on the table.
And him saying, yeah, everything's on the table. Long-term, short-term, ...
No term.
No term. And you're like, and everybody goes,
hey, Sid, I'll see you at the brass rail on Bloor, buddy.
No term? Like that is a siren right there, right? In and of itself, which is, and in my mind, and maybe you're different and you can correct me.
I am different.
I'm saying, I'm not happy with the direction of this team, or I could be happier because it can't be money. Money cannot be the issue. It is.
Well, for both of these guys, Minnesota has said no one will pay Kaprizov more than we will, and they have the 8 year.
Much.
Yeah.
But what you're hearing is people saying, "Oh well, it's because the Kaprizov camp is saying." They have knowledge that somebody is saying...
That's what Friedge is saying?
We'll pay you 7 times 19.
And he's as plugged in as anybody. I don't think that's what that has to mean. Like, everything about the way this was presented this week... I was going to bring in an extra special bitter for this conversation. I forgot. I hated. I thought this conversation all week stunk. He's like, he wouldn't turn down 8 points. The first half of the week, it was he got... offered 8 times 16, and that would have made him the highest paid player in the history of the league. That was always going to be the case. Stop focusing on that. We are in that spot. If he had turned down 14.1, do we still have to piss our pants over that would have made him the highest paid player in the league? No. The cap is jumping huge. And if you do the math right now, and if he took 16 times 8, that would make him roughly 16% of the cap right now. But by next year, when it's gone from 93 to 104, he's down. And the year after that, 104 to, I think they're saying 113.
Yeah.
The year after, that has him down to like 11% of the cap. So these are incredibly difficult times to navigate because we've never seen the cap jump like this. And so to me, to watch people fall all over themselves, it was almost like rage baiting people to be like, someone offered to make him the highest paid player in the league, and he said no. It was already on the table. Like, you should have known going into this. We were talking about highest paid player in the league type of numbers, barring who goes first.
He's a top 10 player in the league.
And he has to go long term because he's got an injury history. He's getting up there a little bit.
He's never played a full season.
Right. But all his per season numbers say elite.
Yeah, per game stats, all those sorts of things. Through 40 games this past season.
On pace for 50 goals again, man.
He was going to be the man.
And so I always thought, honestly, he's going to be this year and perhaps in no other year, but right there with Connor for who goes first. Like, Kaprizov might be the highest paid player in the league for 3 weeks or whatever, right? Depending on who goes first. And now all of a sudden you're seeing Mike Russo from The Athletic, who's plugged in as anybody.
Russo's out of Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's saying, like, all of a sudden he's listing teams that are interested.
Who's not?
Who's not is a great question. He can play on a line with Crosby and McDavid in Toronto. It's going to be sweet.
How about in the second line here in Ottawa?
Yeah, no, I don't see that. The Rangers, maybe he'd be a great Panarin replacement. Similar age when they picked him up. Obviously Tampa, obviously LA.
Vegas, can we discount Vegas?
Sure, never. For me, I hated and I don't know that I'm expressing this properly, the fact that instead of focusing on we're in a new world and the number is the thing, we had to vilify him on being the highest paid player in the league wasn't enough. And to me, that was never in question. Like, he was always going to be right there at that point. And it bugged me that that's what we focused on.
Like Panarin, who is not a top 5 player. He's a top 10 player.
Yes.
And so,
at least he was at the time he signed with the Rangers.
And I think Kaprizov
same
is in that same conversation, right? Where maybe you aren't in the elite of the elite, but you're very close.
And sometimes it's just
when's
it your turn? Yeah.
And so the idea that he would brush up against that, and so to me the McDavid.
But do you agree with me? Go first. Don't wait for Connor.
Yeah, no, 100%, man.
Yeah.
When you look at the two together,
Connor's way better.
Yeah. But the two of them are sort of so interwoven in terms of the storylines. And Minnesota is an American market.
It's true, man.
But they are like Canada Light. Like they are right there. They are a hockey. The Vikings are big. But hockey is the biggest sport at the high school level.
The state of hockey.
And so it, like Buffalo, it is, you're on the border. It's a big deal. Like hockey more than other markets. Pick another market.
Yeah.
Hockey is huge in Minnesota. And so Kaprizov is that asset that people look at and go, yes, we need that. We need to keep this talent here.
Yeah.
And so the pressure is real.
When he turned down 8 times 16 and everyone said, oh, he must not want to be there. I don't think that's it. I think he thinks with the cap where it is, I'm worth more than that. Whether you agree or not is one thing.
I don't agree.
Okay. But I don't, with the fact that he's worth more than that or with the fact that he is willing to stay, but it's going to cost more.
Yeah. I believe the narrative that is
he wants to leave.
That he believes he's better off somewhere else.
Okay.
Because if you listen, if you were this is a guy who spent this is a guy who didn't come to the NHL till late because he was in St. Petersburg or wherever he was in the KHL.
Yeah.
Late in earning the contract. If somebody came to you and said, I'm willing to make you the richest NHL player ever.
But that's not a thing. 14-1 makes him that. Why should he accept that just because it's
16, not 14.1?
Okay, but 14-1 would make him that.
What's Draisaitl making?
14.
Okay, I thought it was 14.5.
No, so 14-1 makes you that. And
so we're
that's
going
the way
$2 million above that.
That's why I didn't love the story. Like, we can talk about, holy crap, I can't believe he turned down 8 times 16, but they were intentionally vilifying this as, that would have made you the richest player in the league, and you said no?
By far.
Motherfucker, yeah, I said no. The cap's jumping from 90 to 120.
Yeah. See, and I guess the idea is Panarin.
Get yours,
and
man.
that is, I totally, I agree with that. As a player, you take what you can get. But if somebody came to you and if you were in the Kaprizov camp.
The highest paid podcaster in Ottawa.
Yeah. Oh.
What's that look like?
And his Robin.
I don't care. I'll leave that guy.
Where are the residuals on that? It comes.
You're drinking them.
Yeah,
you brought it yourself.
Yeah, you brought it. You drink it. So the 8 times 16 is huge.
It is huge,
and so you got to have huge brass balls to walk away from that. And I think
we'll see him at the brass rail
and
with McDavid
and Crosby. Man, that is
our power play is going to kill it.
Yeah, and they're going to be at the brass rail with Matt Boyle.
Matt Robinson.
And Matt Robinson. Matt squared. It is. I just think it's, to me, it has more to do with I don't see myself in Minnesota long term. But just before.
Okay. We got to move.
I know, but the McDavid thing, to me is, again, the more he talks, which is weird, and the longer this goes, it's not good for him either, right? Like he's saying, clearly he wishes things were different roster-wise. And if you're not saying, hey, it's not money, it's not this, it's not that, and you're like, if it's roster construction and you're saying shit like no term, it puts him in a bad spot too. It's to me it's the first time he's ventured outside of seeing him walk out with Morgan Wallen.
Also not a great look.
Not a great look. It's like a double whammy within a week. You're like, not sure what's happening there, Connor.
I think I might play in Alberta.
Make Canada great again.
I was going to, and we should get into here this deal that MLSE has apparently made with the Buffalo Bills. But
of course we should.
One of the other things that came up at the beginning
Jose
of the week
Altidore says yes.
Was we're kind of knee deep. How close have you been following the Pablo Torre story on the LA Clippers and Kawhi and the here's $10 million for doing nothing?
Yeah, the tree planting, purifying the planet.
So I only bring this up because it did lead a few different Toronto reporters to finally unleash what they've probably known for since the moment that Kawhi left and just refused to talk about until someone else broke through for them. But both Bruce Arthur.
Smooth.
I need you to shut up so I can edit this properly.
For 10 and a half years, that's how that's worked. Smooth. It's smooth, Matt.
But both Bruce Arthur and Michael Grange have reported this week on similar negotiations when Kawhi was talking about leaving Toronto after the 2019 season and what he would want. And he was essentially, like, it was put in writing, a $10 million sponsorship where we will do nothing. It says to do nothing.
Where do I sign up?
Great. Like, if you can get it, man, good for you, I guess. But the wild thing was, and we'll take a piece of the Leafs. Like, did I see that guy show up at many Leaf games while he was in Toronto? I did not. But clearly they latched onto, you crazy fucking Canadians seem to like the hockey thing, right? Like, that seems to be. And he wanted a piece of other.
You like the juice? You like the juice.
I want a piece of some other MLSE properties. I want the $10 million for doing nothing. Oh, I also want you to trade for Paul George for some fucking
and his
reason.
uncle loved the brass rail.
Who didn't? He'll be sitting with Crosby and Kaprizov. It's going to be awesome, man. And Matt. It's going to be great, man. Look, there's just something so ballsy about. And what's the thing up here? What do you guys like? The Toronto hockey team? Yeah, give us a piece of that too. Not a piece of the Raptors, who he was in theory going to play for. It was like, oh, we've got a handle on what Toronto appreciates. He didn't ask for real estate. Didn't ask for. There's just something wild about the way this is all played out, and it hardly needs to be the point here. But it's just been incredible to see how this is falling down around and. Now people feel safe enough to
start standing up and pointing fingers.
Talk about Kawhi Leonard and Uncle Dennis owning a piece of the
Uncle
Leafs.
Dennis at the brass rail. That's how it is.
What did break this week was that MLSE has partnered up with the Buffalo Bills. I don't see what Toronto or MLSE is getting out of that.
Zero!
Yeah.
I was more interested in this idea of so you're talking about Buffalo trying to expand their footprint into Southern Ontario.
Grab some of that fat GTA cash.
You're
that's
already getting it.
Yes.
I don't, and so to me, I look at it and you're like, this is the second largest between Southern Ontario, so the GTA, and right down into, I assume through London.
Niagara, all of it, yeah. Southwestern
and so, like, we both have friends in Brantford who are already Bills fans. Like, you're on buses going on a Sunday to Buffalo, Like,
It's not enough.
I just don't understand what Buffalo. I understand what Buffalo has to gain, but there was no games involved in this. There was no. It was like, we're going to open up retail spots. We're going to do this.
This is it. But all of it was to make money for the Bills, because they've just, like, if you go back 10, 15 years when we did the Bills in Toronto series.
That was 2013 was the last game.
That
to me, I was like, what?
It was
12 years ago?
Shit show. People hated it because the GTA already Bills country. And I've talked on this show before about how much I resented that. Like, when an international border is involved, there's no local team. Go fuck yourself. So they roll up here. They're like, we're going to play games here for 5 years. And what it really means is 5 of them.
Fat cash.
Yeah. 5 of those, every year you'll get a preseason game. And 3 of those years you'll get a real regular season game. Important to remember that at the time, the Bills are not what they are now. The Bills are shit. And they're not getting Tom Brady here in Toronto. You're getting the Dolphins, who are also shit. Or something like... You're getting
Carolina Panthers.
You're getting bad games at a building that any CFL fan will tell you stinks to watch football. And now the NFL field is even smaller out in the middle of that. You can't tailgate. They're charging you $520 a fucking ticket. Woo! This was a goddamn cash grab. And when it failed, Toronto got blamed, not an NFL city. Forget that we're not giving you a good home team to watch. We're not giving you good games to watch. We're not giving you the real NFL experience, which is outside the NFL's control. That's in Ontario. It stunk. And now,
Toronto,
you want to fire this back up? Where was Terry Pagula last week at this announcement? The owner? No?
He's at his daughter's.
Where's Josh Allen? No?
He's preparing. He's getting ready to go.
Okay, fine. Did anybody show up?
Tracy McGrady.
I see who showed up. Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter, who said, fuck Toronto, as soon as it made sense to get out.
Man.
And now they have piece ownerships in the Bills. But there's money to be made in Canada, and we're back. We love Canada. We love Toronto. Fuck you. Get lost, you pieces of shit. There's nothing in this for Toronto. There is an Argonaut. Don't forget, the MLSE already owns
a football team.
A football team. What are they getting out of this? Well, a co-branded t-shirt or a hat that has both the Argo and the Bills logo on it. Who the fuck wants that?
Nobody.
Who wants a t-shirt or a sweater or a hat that says Bills and Argos? Because no Bills fan gives a shit about the Argos, and most Argos fans resent the NFL for stepping all over the CFL. And now their owners are saying, yeah, look at this. We get the Bills. What do you get the Bills for? We get a sponsored party at Real Sports.
Yeah.
Can I afford to get a fucking hot dog and a beer there? $48. Brutal, man. This stunk.
And
this was shit.
Come on.
I hated this, clearly.
Are you a Bills fan?
No, I hate the Bills. I don't hate the Bills. I hate the fact that there's nothing here. Yes, I've always hated that.
Yes.
But they are coming across the board. There's a couple of things here. The idea when we first did the Bills in Toronto series, it was maybe it's because the Bills will end up in Toronto. They just built a new stadium and the Pagulas are the owner. That's not happening.
Because he owns like most of Western New York.
Yeah. You're not even going to get the regular season game that you got in the Bills in Toronto again because they just built a new stadium. I don't understand what Toronto football fans got out of this.
And I was reading the article and I kept reading and I am actually moderately interested in the Bills as the sort of local, the closest geographic team to where we are.
And they're good.
I hated them when they were good back in the 90s. Because of that reason, same reason you're talking about, the force fed. Yeah. I was living in Southern Ontario at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept reading the article going, what does MLSE get out of this? Like, what does Toronto, who is already, if you listen to any of, and so occasionally I check in with 1050, TSN out of Toronto, they're already, it's Bills Nation there. Like, it's
bigger than it's ever been already. They own this market. What are they doing?
100%. And like I said, right down through Kitchener, Brantford, like it's you have that chunk.
Niagara, Cambridge.
Yes, that whole area, St. Catharines, you are sucked right in.
Yep.
I understand what the Bills are trying to do, further cement
Yes.
it. I just don't understand how MLSE, who has a football product,
Yes.
gains from this.
Can't wait to sell some shirts with the Bills and Argos logo on it. Just the drizzling shits, man. Just piss on a fucking plate.
Well, and it's so you get Doug Gilmore,
Fuck.
not Doug Gilmore,
Doug Flutie.
Doug Flutie. Thank you.
It would have been better received with Doug Gilmore.
And that's what I was like. Instead of Jose Altidore and the McGrady Carter combo,
It's
you're like,
those fuckers. I know everybody's made nice with Vince now.
no, but I've never made nice with Tracy McGrady.
He pieced out long before, but now there's money to be made. And yeah, we got a piece. Like, they own a little bit. They own shares in the Bills. Like, oh, I got to tie to MLSE. I got to tie to Toronto.
Yeah, I've been there.
I'll show up and
Where's Raheem Ismail? Can we get some of that action? No.
I don't know what they're doing here, man. I don't understand what MLSE thought was.
I was hoping for some insight because they are very.
Yeah. There's something.
There's got to be something that we're not seeing.
Yeah. But I also think on top of the idea that you're not getting Bills regular season games in Toronto this time with the new stadium, the new ownership, like they don't need to do it, which is even worse. They don't need to do it, but they want to reach up and grab. It also says, go ahead, Buffalo, grab that as your market. There is no chance of an expansion team in Toronto in the near future. And I don't know how many people thought there was, but that has now been locked in.
Wow.
The Bills have been given permission. Go grab that. That's your territory.
That whole stadium thing that they're talking about building further out north or east, it was when the dome was in flux, right?
Yeah.
Remember we did something on that on the pod here.
Yeah.
Now with the refurbishments in the dome,
There's been upgrades for the World Cup at BMO. You can get up to 45. It's not enough.
Which is where this is going, right? This whole clinic /
yeah.
festival.
We'll have our third string quarterback and come up and teach your kids how to.
Yeah.
Instead of making Nick Arbuckle lighten it up this year right now, right? Like, let that guy.
Chad Kelly's coming back.
He's not really the role model I want.
He can teach your kids something.
Yeah. And then you'll have to send your kid off to church to unlearn it.
Unlearning. That's what we're all about here on TCA.
I think that's about it, man. I got a little fired up, way more than I thought I would about that, but it's
the 8.5% beer, man.
That is the NFL walking in and just squeezing Canada for all they can.
Which is fine because that's
not fine.
Okay, but
can we have something in return? Anything at all?
Can you follow me here for a second?
No, I can't. Yeah. How does that feel? What's it like to have someone just talk all over your point?
I don't know, man. I don't like it.
The Argos, this comes on the heels of next year they're just going to go play 3 home games somewhere else so that the World Cup can take place. And at the same time, MLSE, your owner, your bosses, your people are bringing the Bills into town. Fuck, man.
They're not bringing them into town.
Well, they're bringing some shitty T-shirts and hats into town.
Come to our bar.
Yeah.
And you can watch.
Do you have any idea what a hot dog costs at Real Sports?
Yeah. So it ain't happening, man.
You can talk now.
No, I got nothing to say.
Oh.
And you know what? You've totally fucking derailed wherever I was.
Wow, I did it. Traded shoes for once. The number of crumpled up pieces of paper that have been tossed over my shoulder over the years on things I thought we were going to get to or talk about.
I'm sorry for those, Matt. There's a heartfelt apology from me to you. Get bent.
Yep, there it is. Stick around this week. You may hear from the pigeon, Graham Creech. You will also hear from Dan Schulman, the voice of your Toronto Blue Jays, who
certainly my Toronto Blue Jays
smashed the Baltimore Orioles this weekend.
Or were. We're not really sure where that ended up.
You couldn't possibly blow up in our faces if we just let it hang there.
An 8-2 lead in the 7th could not possibly.
I'm sure it went fine.
Trey
Yesavage on Monday. That's going to be fun.
I want to see it.
Julian McKenzie coming up on the podcast.
I want to hear it.
Andy Nita coming up on the podcast.
Can't wait.
I want to taste it. The Raw Finance, man. This has to end now, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
I've got nothing here. You're giving me baseball and hockey, and I got my keister blowing in the wind. That made to look like a fool here. That's just dumb. I don't want anything to do with this place. This place is run by a bunch of children.